babes, welcome back. It's Saturday, babes.
The best day of the week, honestly.
Literally the best. We need all of you to go ahead and channel your inner bad and bougie right now because, babes, that is the exact vibe for this weekend.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, the gossip gods clearly woke up early today.
They refused to sleep.
Right, because the blogs are already just like overflowing with absolute chaos. Celebrities simply refuse to take a single weekend off.
It is overflowing, it is messy, and honestly, I am entirely here for it. But before we get into, the absolute circus of reality TV, we need to talk about our own agenda today.
Which is, thankfully, lacking in any legal peril.
Yes. Oh my God, 0 lawsuits for us. Okay, Snark Squad, listen to this. Later today, we are heading out to the beach with a few of our fellow dentist friends, and babes, I am ridiculously excited.
You've been pacing the kitchen for like 2 hours.
I am unwell with excitement. I literally woke up at dawn just to stare at my tote bag.
I mean, look, it might not exactly be Malibu,
Yeah,
but honestly,
Yeah.
it is absolutely giving summer main character energy.
Yeah.
The group chat has been aggressively negotiating the logistics since Tuesday.
It's like a military operation.
Literally. It takes a strategic military operation to get 6 adults to agree on a patch of sand.
But we are ready. We are packing the snacks, the oversized towels, the aggressive SPFs, and approximately 17 drinks.
Minimum 17.
Right. And of course, we are already having the annual, highly contentious debate over who is actually getting in the water versus who is just there to aggressively tan, judge people, and gossip.
Well, half the group is terrified of seaweed touching their ankles.
100%.
Let's be real here. I'm firmly in the sit on the towel, sip an iced beverage, and analyze the interpersonal dynamics of strangers camp.
The voyeur camp.
Exactly. The ocean is beautiful to look at, right?
Mm-hmm.
But I don't need to be tumbling around on the salt. Plus, every single beach day we plan somehow inexplicably turns into an 8-hour hostage situation.
Oh my God, it always does.
You say you're going for 2 hours, and suddenly the sun is setting, you are shivering in a damp towel, and you're eating sandy pita chips out of the bottom of a cooler.
Just because nobody wanted to be the first person to admit they were tired?
Exactly.
It's so true. We have 0 exit strategy, ever. But, babes, I have a confession, and it's a dark one.
Oh, boy.
Watching Love Island has completely and utterly ruined my expectations for the beach.
Oh, I mean, yeah.
I am carrying so much psychological baggage right now. How does every single person on that show have abdominal muscles that look professionally installed?
Professionally installed.
But I'm spiraling. Are they genetically modified in a lab in the UK? What are they even eating?
Look, that is exactly the kind of curated reality we are going to be dissecting today, honestly. You are looking at a highly specialized, heavily vetted ecosystem.
Right.
They're all 20-something fitness influencers who've been preparing for that exact camera lighting for 6 months.
It's just not fair.
They probably survive entirely on watermelon slices, whey protein, and positive affirmations.
Well, I'm out here genuinely wanting to manifest villa energy, I want to walk onto the sand looking like a bombshell entering the fire pit.
Strutting in slow motion.
Yes. But the reality is I'm just going to be aggressively applying zinc to my nose and eating a turkey sandwich out of a Tupperware container.
A sandy turkey sandwich.
That I probably dropped in the sand, yeah. My villa energy is giving, exhausted suburban mom on a day pass.
Listen, confidence is the best accessory anyway.
Is it, though?
It is. My personal beach body philosophy has always been simple, right? Show up and enjoy yourself.
Yeah.
If you have a body and you take it to the beach, congratulations, you have a beach body. No professionally installed abs required.
Okay, that sounds amazing on a bumper sticker, bestie.
It's true.
But when you are standing next to people who literally get paid to look good in swimwear, it is psychologically exhausting. I want to believe confidence is the best accessory, but my brain is screaming that a spray tan and a Pilates membership would be better.
Which is exactly why the disconnect between what we see on television and what actually happens in the real world is so jarring.
Totally.
You're comparing your unscripted, turkey sandwich-eating reality to a heavily post-produced fantasy.
Yeah, that's fair.
And that exact collision, the fantasy crashing into real-world consequences, is the central theme of everything happening in pop culture right now.
The consequences are real, babes.
So real. The stars we watch are currently finding out that reality TV privilege doesn't protect you from the bank, the law, or the internet.
You are so right. And to properly fuel this main character weekend, Snark Squad, The iced coffees are officially on deck.
Thank God.
Babes, this is exactly what a Saturday morning should feel like. The condensation on the cup is just giving me life right now.
Nothing hits quite like that first sip of a weekend iced coffee.
Nothing.
It's fundamentally different from a Tuesday iced coffee. A Tuesday iced coffee is about survival. It's medicinal.
A Saturday iced coffee is a luxury good.
It's about sport.
Yes, my order today was an iced oat milk latte with exactly 2 pumps of vanilla, and I swear that first sip instantly fixes half my problem.
Just erases them.
My anxiety, gone. My to-do list, irrelevant. The fact that my car's making a weird noise doesn't matter anymore. Should caffeine legally qualify as self-care at this point?
It is the absolute cornerstone of my entire wellness routine. Forget meditation, forget journaling.
Just give me espresso.
That sharp, icy jolt of espresso hitting your system is basically a 2-minute therapy session.
Well, babes, we've got so much celebrity chaos to get through, so grab your coffee and let's get into the gossip.
Let's do it.
Because we are starting with the absolute apex of curated fantasy crashing into real-world disaster. We have to go to Beverly Hills.
No, the Beverly Hills mess.
The bank accounts are draining, the faces are allegedly transforming, and the delusion is at an all-time high.
A literal all-time high.
Dorrit Kemsley just dropped her new memoir, Unburdened, and she is airing out the extremely messy divorce from PK.
Unburdened indeed. She's definitely unburdening herself of a massive amount of information.
A lot of information.
Specifically regarding her medical history, which is a fascinating PR strategy to kick off a book tour.
She is going on the permanent public record, bestie, strictly denying all these wild rumors. She says people are out here accusing her of getting a face transplant.
A face transplant.
Babes, the sheer audacity of the phrase face transplant sends me into an absolute spiral. Who even says that in casual conversation?
I mean, the internet says it.
It's so mean. She denies the nose job, she denies a facelift, she strictly denies chin-in-cheek implants, but she is fully admitting to a breast augmentation, Botox, filler, and veneers.
Which is quite a list already.
And honestly, I will defend the power of a good set of veneers to the death. A good set of teeth changes your entire facial structure.
Well, you are entirely correct about the structural impact of cosmetic dentistry.
It changes your jawline, your lip shade, everything.
The impact of a full set of bright, oversized veneers really cannot be overstated. It literally alters the lower third of your face, right? It pushes the lips out and changes the way the skin drapes over the jaw.
Exactly. So she didn't need a face transplant, just good teeth.
But if we analytically break down her logic here, her argument in the book is essentially a diversion tactic.
Wait, how so?
She's saying, why would I admit to the breast augmentation, the copious amounts of fillers and the teeth, but lie about a nose job?
Oh, that makes sense. Like, if you're going to confess, just confess to all of it.
Right. She even points out that years ago, she went on an Instagram Live with a top Beverly Hills plastic surgeon who physically examined her nose on camera and declared it untouched.
Yes, I remember that. She says she used to be deeply self-conscious about her nose and thought about changing it, but realized it suits her face and gives her character.
A rare moment of Beverly Hills restraint.
I actually love that journey for her. It's so rare in that zip code to see someone look at their original face and say, you know what, I'm keeping this part. But the real tea in this book, bestie, the stuff that actually matters, is the PK of it all.
The marital breakdown.
Yes. She fully blames PK's drinking for ruining the marriage. She wrote that his drinking no longer amplified his charm, it dulled his warmth, and made him entirely unpredictable.
Which is an incredibly poignant and honestly devastating way of phrasing the deterioration of a relationship.
It broke my heart to read it.
It highlights how the life of the party often becomes the burden of the household. However,
Here we go.
the financial side of this divorce, and this is where the curated reality fractures entirely, is where the math simply refuses to math.
The math is broken, babes.
PK is out here in the press claiming that Dorrit spent over $1 million on luxury goods amid their separation.
$1 million.
Yeah.
On clothes.
He's actively painting this picture of her just wildly draining their joint accounts on Birkins and designer labels while their marriage basically collapses.
And Dorrit clapped right back. She told us weekly that whatever she spent, whether it's $50,000 or $1 million, it is money she earned.
She did say that.
She said, I am a working mother. She says she is the one actively supporting the kids right now. But babes, the most stressful part of this entire situation.
The real estate.
Yes. While they are fighting in the press over her shopping budget, their $6.5 million home is literally facing foreclosure. The bank is coming for the house.
This is where I have to cynically applaud the sheer financial acrobatics happening here. It is peak reality television delusion.
Truly.
You are actively fighting a PR war in the tabloids over a $1 million luxury shopping habit, right? While simultaneously letting a $6.5 million piece of prime Beverly Hills real estate slip into foreclosure.
The bank does not care about your Birkins.
The prioritization is fascinating. It demonstrates a complete detachment from basic financial survival.
But wait, she said she wasn't even aware of the foreclosure at first. She claimed she had no idea.
Which is wild.
How do you not know your own house is being taken by the bank? Does she not check the mail? Are the letters not arriving in big red envelope?
Well, if we look at the mechanics of how high net worth couples structure their lives, it actually happens more often than you'd think.
Really?
Yeah. Dort claims that from the very beginning of their marriage, PK was the one strictly taking care of the finances and the bills.
He's a money guy.
Exactly. She says he was making all the financial decisions and there was, quote, not a lot of transparency.
Red flag.
Massive red flag. But it brings up a huge, glaring logical gap in PK's argument.
Oh, wait, tell me.
If PK was the one strictly managing the finances and allegedly hiding the dire reality of their situation from his wife, how does he have the audacity to complain about her spending her own money?
Oh my God, you were so right.
If he was running the books, he knew exactly what was happening with the mortgage.
Yes, exactly. Don't come for her spending habits when you were the one hiding the late notices in your desk drawer.
Precisely.
If you are the CFO of the marriage, you don't get to act shocked when the company goes bankrupt. She says she practically begged him to sit down and discuss their financial situation when they separated, but he refused.
Of course he did.
Which led to these, quote, unfortunate circumstances. She basically called him out for creating a false narrative to paint her in a bad light so he looks like the victim.
Which is classic.
And when the press reached out to PK for a response, his rep just said, no comment, he wishes Dorrit the best with her book. So incredibly shady.
It's the classic cowardly PR pivot. You throw a grenade into the press about her spending habits to ruin her credibility, and then when she comes back with receipts about the foreclosure, you retreat.
You just hide.
You retreat into silent, supposed high road territory. It's a strategy designed to make her look hysterical and materialistic while shielding his own financial mismanagement.
It's infuriating.
But the harsh reality is, like we said, a bank doesn't care about your PR strategy. A foreclosure notice is a cold, hard legal document.
It is terrifying. And Beverly Hills is just getting hit from all sides right now because Dorrit isn't the only one dealing with massive public backlash and real-world consequences. We have to talk about Kathy Hilton.
Yes, the WeHo Pride situation.
It's so messy.
This is a perfect example of how off-screen rumors and local community politics can instantly derail a highly publicized reality TV brand moment.
Totally.
Kathy Hilton actually lost her role as the Grand Marshal for the West Hollywood Pride event. The city put out an official statement mentioning they received thoughtful feedback from residents and decided to go in a different direction.
It was a huge deal. She was supposed to be the center of the entire parade.
Right. And looking strictly at the facts of the public fallout here, the backlash from the West Hollywood community stemmed from two main highly documented issues.
Okay, let's break them down.
First, there are the ongoing, persistent rumors of a gay slur allegedly used by Kathy during that infamous Aspen trip, an allegation she has staunchly and repeatedly denied.
She denied it so many times.
And second, local LGBTQ+ residents publicly cited her reported political ties and fundraising efforts for Donald Trump as being entirely incompatible with the ethos of a pride parade.
It is such a messy, complicated situation. The fans are completely divided online. You could see people fighting in every single comment section.
The internet was ablaze.
But what really got me emotional, what actually made me stop and read the whole post, was seeing Jennifer Tilly step in to defend her.
Jennifer Tilly is fiercely loyal.
She is. Jennifer posted this massive Instagram tribute, posting a photo of them hugging and saying she stands firmly with Kathy.
Wow.
She pointed out that Kathy has repeatedly opened her home and her pocketbook for LGBTQ+ causes for decades. She talked about Kathy hosting Gillette award parties, working tirelessly with Project Angel Food during the AIDS crisis.
Really stepping up.
Yeah, she called Kathy a true ally and a fierce advocate.
Jennifer Tilly is definitely cementing her status as a fiercely loyal friend of the cast, and she's leveraging her own immense goodwill with the LGBTQ+ community to act as a character witness for Kathy.
It's true. People love Jennifer Tilly.
They do. It's a fascinating dynamic. You have the historical philanthropic record clashing directly with modern political optics and reality TV rumor mills.
It shows how fast things change.
Exactly. It shows how quickly public sentiment can shift. You can throw 100 charity galas, but in the current climate, your reported political donations and off-camera controversies carry significantly more weight.
Way more weight.
Especially when it comes to public-facing, culturally sensitive roles like a Pride Grand Marshal.
It really proves that the reality TV bubble is bursting. You can't just be a fabulous, wealthy character on Bravo anymore. The real world is constantly knocking at the door.
Oh, absolutely.
And Dorrit fighting over $1 million shopping budget while her house goes into foreclosure is exactly the kind of financial delusion that Brandi Glanville is out here screaming about.
Brandi has been very vocal.
Bestie, Brandi just dropped a massive financial warning for the newest housewives on the block. And it is a terrifying cautionary tale about what happens when you let your husband control the money.
Brandi's situation is the textbook definition of why relying entirely on a spouse for financial management is a catastrophic risk.
It's so scary.
Especially in the entertainment industry. Brandi went on her podcast and revealed the absolute legal and financial nightmare it was to disentangle her retirement funds from her ex-husband, Eddie Cibrian.
She said it cost her over $10,000 in lawyer fees just to get her own 401k back.
10 grand. Just in fees.
He was allegedly trying to keep it, or at least making it incredibly difficult for her to access it. My heart hurts so badly for her.
It's a brutal process.
$10,000 just to get the money you already earned and put away for your own retirement. I would be sobbing in my lawyer's office. It feels like legal extortion.
It is financial attrition. And it's a brutal, largely unspoken reality of high-asset divorces.
Why is it so hard, though? Like, it's her money.
To understand why it costs $10,000 just to get your own money, you have to look at the legal mechanics. You can't just call up Fidelity and say, hey, I'm divorced, hand over my half of the 401k.
Right.
You have to get something called a QDRO, a Qualified Domestic Relations Order.
What? That sounds entirely made up.
It sounds like alphabet soup, but it stands for Qualified Domestic Relations Order. It is a highly specific, complex judicial decree.
Okay.
Your standard divorce decree that says, we split the assets 50-50 means absolutely nothing to a retirement plan administrator. By federal law, they cannot distribute funds to a non-employee spouse without a QDRO.
Wow, I had no idea.
And getting one requires hiring a specialized attorney, drafting the document perfectly to comply with the specific retirement plan's microscopic rules, getting a judge to sign it, and then getting the plan administrator to approve it.
That sounds like a nightmare.
It is. If the ex-spouse decides to be obstructionist, if they refuse to sign off on the draft or force you into mediation, the legal bill skyrockets.
And that's exactly what happened to Brandi.
That's how she racked up $10,000 in fees. Eddie allegedly dragged his feet, and her lawyer basically told her, you have to fight for this or you lose it. It took an entire year of legal battles just to secure her own retirement.
That is so dark. Imagine paying 10 grand just to get permission to touch your own money.
Unbelievable.
And because Brandi is Brandi, she didn't just quietly suffer. She used this trauma to issue a direct, incredibly aggressive public warning to the cast of The Real Housewives of Rhode Island.
She went right for the rookies.
She did. She said, quote, they're all getting divorced, and half of them don't even have a 401k. Get your shit together, ladies. Know where the money is. All the girls on Rhode Island don't know where their fucking money is.
It's cynical, it's aggressive, but legally and financially. She's absolutely right.
She's just spitting facts.
So many reality stars get caught up in the immediate influx of cash. They see the Bravo paycheck, and they immediately invest in glam squads, leased cars, and designer wardrobes to keep up appearances for the show.
The optics.
Right. They completely neglect long-term financial architecture. They don't set up LLCs, they don't have independent retirement accounts, and they let their spouses handle the taxes.
Which is exactly what Dorrit did.
It's exactly. Brandi is practically screaming at these rookies to hire a fiduciary financial advisor before they buy another Chanel bag.
She is giving them the ultimate big sister tough love. Because over in Rhode Island, the rookies are officially gearing up for round 2, and they need to be taking notes.
They really do.
Kelsey Swanson was just in Miami for swim week, walking the runway for Cup Ship, which is huge for her.
Good for her.
And while she was there, she confirmed that season 2 of RHRI starts filming this summer. She said it's going to consume her entire life until the end of September.
What I found structurally fascinating about Kelsey's interview isn't just the filming schedule, though.
Oh, what was it?
It's where she is strategically sourcing her career management advice. She revealed she's been talking heavily to Summer House's Paige DeSorbo to figure out her next steps regarding agents, management, and brand deals.
I love that so much. Women supporting women.
It's a great crossover.
Paige is the queen of monetizing reality TV without destroying her life. If I was a new reality star, Paige is exactly who I would call.
It's an incredibly smart move. Paige DeSorbo understands the modern reality TV economy better than almost anyone.
She's a genius.
She knows that the show is just a commercial for your actual businesses. Your podcast, your Amazon Live deals, your clothing collaborations.
Right.
Kelsey realizing that she needs relations. Paige's management strategy shows she's not just there to fight at dinners. She wants to build a sustainable brand.
But babes, you can't be on Bravo without fighting at dinners.
Obviously.
And Kelsey also addressed the ongoing feuds from season 1. She talked about Ashley Iaconetti allegedly ignoring her text messages after the season wrapped.
The ghosting.
Kelsey thought Ashley didn't want to hang out anymore, but she clarified in the interview that she's not mad and still loves Ashley. But the real actual heat is with Rosie DeMare.
Oh, the Rosie situation.
Kelsey said she went into the reunion wanting to fiercely confront Rosie about the, quote, slanderous things Rosie was saying on the internet.
Ah, yes. The escalation of internet rhetoric. Rosie, referring to Kelsey with the highly derogatory New England slang term, slam pig, and then doubling down on it across social media platforms.
It's so gross.
It's certainly a bold, albeit incredibly toxic strategy for a freshman housewife trying to secure a second season.
A slam pig. I had to literally look that up on Urban Dictionary, babes. It is so vile.
It's not a term of endearment, that's for sure.
Not at all, but the most interesting cast dynamic shift in Rhode Island actually involves someone who isn't even a rookie.
The veteran.
Yes, it's the veteran crossover experiment that officially spectacularly failed, because if you don't bring the slam pig energy, apparently Bravo doesn't want you.
So true.
I literally gasped when I read this. I dropped my phone. Dolores Catonia has been officially booted from Rhode Island.
She is out.
She is gone. She wasn't even invited to the reunion.
It's a harsh clinical reality check about the mechanics of television casting. Dolores was originally brought in by production to bridge the gap.
Like a familiar face.
Exactly. The executives thought they needed to give legacy Bravo fans a familiar, trusted face to anchor this entirely new franchise. It was a safety net.
And we love Dolores.
We do. But sources from production are saying she wasn't asked back because she simply wasn't necessary.
Ouch.
The new women are volatile enough and bringing enough organic drama on their own that the safety net became dead weight.
I feel so bad for her. She's been a staple on our screens for so long. And the insider sources were brutally honest.
What did they say?
They said she hardly had any screen time, she wasn't involved in any altercations, and she was just functioning as a sweet background character. Background character on a show she was supposed to anchor. But bestie, what makes it a million times worse is that she is apparently having a really tough time filming the new season of The Real Housewives of New Jersey right now, too.
This is exactly where we have to break down the fatal flaw of playing Switzerland on reality television.
It does not pay.
For years, Dolores' entire storyline, her absolute core value to the RHONJ cast and to the producers, was being the neutral middleman in the apocalyptic blood feud war between Teresa Giudice and Melissa Gorga.
She was the only one who survived both sides.
She was the peacemaker. She was the only one who could go to both houses without getting screamed at.
Right.
But now that Teresa and Melissa have allegedly finally made up and called a truce, Dolores' fundamental role in the ecosystem has completely evaporated.
Exactly. The source said she's being actively pushed aside by the cast and isn't sure of her place anymore.
Which is sad.
The golden age of Dolores might be ending purely because she doesn't have a side to play. It makes me so sad for her as a human being, but as a viewer...
As a viewer, you need friction.
Yes. If you don't bring the drama, if you are just sitting there agreeing with everyone, what are you doing on Bravo?
It's an incredibly cynical business model, right? You either actively drive the plot or you become a casualty of it.
You're either the star or you're fired.
Playing it safe, being sweet, and avoiding conflict works phenomenally well in real life. It gets you benched on reality TV. You have to provide narrative momentum.
Well, speaking of people providing narrative momentum by completely detonating their own lives...
Oh, I know where we're going.
Bestie, Kelsey Swanson taking notes from Paige DeSorbo is so incredibly ironic right now because Paige's Summer House co-stars are currently tangled in the messiest, most chaotic, poorly executed timeline lies we have ever seen in Bravo history.
The Scandal of the East Coast.
The Scamanda drama is reaching critical mass.
We are, of course, talking about the absolute implosion of Wes Wilson and Amanda Batula and the ongoing radioactive fallout from the Season 10 finale and reunion.
It is radioactive.
The term Scamanda has officially entered the reality TV lexicon, and for good reason. It is a masterclass in how not to handle a PR crisis.
I am losing my absolute mind over this. Okay, first, let's look at what Bravo executive Josh Brown is saying behind the scenes.
What's the network line?
There have been massive swirling rumors that West was outright fired after giving Ciara an ultimatum or demanding more money or whatever the internet is theorizing today.
People are just guessing.
But Josh Brown went on the record to say the rumors of West being fired are entirely premature and that the network is still figuring out the cast for season 11. He said the dice are still being rolled.
Which is highly diplomatic executive speak for we are currently weighing whether his toxicity is profitable or a liability.
Totally. They're just looking at the metrics.
Josh Brown also addressed that incredibly raw, deeply uncomfortable scene in the finale where Amanda told Kyle she wanted to move out.
Oh my God, that scene was so heavy.
He confirmed that it caught everyone, even the veteran production crew, entirely off guard because it was so intensely emotional.
They didn't see it coming at all.
They were entering completely unknown territory with the reality of their marriage, especially knowing they were contractually obligated to transition straight into filming the spinoff in the city right after Labor Day.
You could literally feel the air get sucked out of the room during that scene. It was so dark. But babes, the real scalding hot tea didn't come from a Bravo executive.
No, it came from a podcaster.
It came from the outside. It came from Brianna Chicken-Free LaPaglia. She dropped an absolute nuclear bomb on her podcast, Plan Brie Uncut.
She really threw a massive, unignorable wrench into West and Amanda's carefully constructed, highly sanitized narrative.
She exposed them.
Let's review the tape right. At the reunion, sitting on those couches, West and Amanda were absolutely adamant, practically swearing on a Bible, that they did not hook up until after they released their bizarre joint PR statement in March.
They swore to Andy Cohen?
They swore that the timeline was clean, that there was no overlap and no betrayal during the actual filming window.
And Brianna called total BS. She completely exposed them.
What did she say exactly?
She said she was hanging out with West at the Super Bowl in Las Vegas on February 8th, and West explicitly told her that he and Amanda were, quote, a thing.
February?
Yes. She said he didn't explicitly say they were sleeping together yet, but he, point blank, to her face, said they were a thing in early February. Wow. I am spiraling over the absolute audacity of lying directly to Andy Cohen's face at a reunion. How did they think they would get away with this in the age of podcasts and TikTok?
It is genuinely one of the worst crisis PR strategies I've seen executed by reality stars in recent memory. It's deeply insulting to the audience's intelligence.
It really is. Like, we aren't stupid.
Let's analytically deconstruct this joint statement they released in March. In crisis PR, the Noakes app statement has a very specific syntactic structure.
Right. It's usually for apologies.
It usually starts with, I've taken some time to reflect, moves into a vague acknowledgement of harm, and ends with a demand for privacy. Except in this utterly absurd reversal, West and Amanda used the aesthetics of a celebrity breakup apology to announce a secret hookup.
Yes, it was so weird. It read like they hit a pedestrian and were issuing an apology to the community, but instead they were just like, hey, we're passionately involved now.
It was jarring.
So jarring.
It was fundamentally jarring because it was defensive. You're expecting an apology for a DUI, and instead you're getting a sworn, unprompted affidavit that they didn't sleep together until March 14th.
Who asks for that level of detail?
It was a preemptive strike against a leak they knew was coming. And the fact that they spent the entire reunion aggressively defending this fake timeline rather than demonstrating an ounce of contrition shows a complete lack of emotional intelligence.
They completely ignored the actual victim in the scenario.
Ciara.
Yes. I feel so deeply for Ciara Miller in all of this. My heart aches for her. Ciara was there for Amanda through her entire miserable split with Kyle.
She was her rock.
Ciara held her hand, wiped her tears, and defended her. Ciara dated West. Ciara clearly still had residual, complicated feelings for him, and Amanda just completely selfishly betrayed her. It is the ultimate, unforgivable, girl code violation.
The psychological collateral damage here is significant. Ciara is out here getting constantly compared to Ariana Madix in the press.
Which is a heavy burden.
She's fielding massive brand deals and trying to keep her head high, but you can't fake your way through that level of interpersonal betrayal. The foundation of her support system in that house was shattered.
Shattered into a million pieces.
And attention is clearly bleeding out into the wider Bravo universe.
It really is. It's affecting her real-life interactions. Because Candiace Dillard-Bassett from Real Housewives of Potomac just talked about running into Ciara at the Las Culturistas Culture Awards.
Oh, I saw this.
Candiace said she was so excited to meet her, she ran up to her, but she said Ciara was, quote, very dry with her.
Just completely flat.
Yes. Candiace told her she was killing it and looking gorgeous, and Ciara just gave her a flat, dead-eyed, okay, yeah. Candiace was literally on her podcast wondering if they have beef or if she accidentally offended her somehow.
If we analyze Ciara's reaction psychologically, honestly, the woman is likely experiencing profound clinical interpersonal fatigue.
Oh, 100%.
Think about the timeline. When your closest friend in the house blows up your life, invalidates your feelings, and destroys your trust on national television, your social battery for red carpet pleasantries with other Bravo celebrities probably drops to absolute zero.
You just shut down.
You enter survival mode. I don't think it's personal beef with Candiace at all. I think it's trauma-induced exhaustion. She physically cannot muster the energy to perform the fabulous reality star routine for a stranger right now.
I completely agree. I would be hiding in a dark room with my phone on airplane mode. Give Ciara some grace, Candiace. She has been through the ringer.
Give the woman a break.
But bestie, if you think lying about a hookup timeline at a Bravo reunion is bad, you need to buckle up.
I'm strapped in.
Because the legal and criminal drama we have to get through next is actually terrifying. The timeline lies look like child's play compared to this. We are crossing over into the dark side of reality TV.
We are indeed leaving the realm of Bravo petty drama and entering the theater of actual serious legal peril and the criminal justice system.
It gets so dark from here.
Let's start with Real Housewives of Orange County alum Kelly Dodd, who recently went on Jamie Kennedy's podcast and seemingly decided to detonate whatever microscopic shred was left of her public reputation.
I am utterly disgusted by everything that came out of her mouth. I felt physically ill listening to the clips.
It was tough to listen to.
She is aggressively claiming that she was fired from RHOC in her 5th year, specifically because of her behavior and statements during the height of COVID. She said, quote, I wouldn't wear a mask. I was anti-mask, anti-vax, anti-everything.
She is wearing it like a badge of honor.
She literally is.
Right. And looking purely at her statements from the source material, she details that despite her staunch opposition, she eventually, quote, caved and received the COVID-19 vaccine.
Which she was furious about.
The specific circumstances she described were that she was traveling in the Bahamas on a mega super yacht owned by billionaire Fletcher Jones, and she felt compelled by international travel requirements to get the injection in order to maintain her lifestyle and travel access.
But then she went on this massive, wild rant about how deeply she regrets it.
What did she say?
She claimed the vaccine is a pathway to myocarditis, Bell's palsy, cancer, and heart problems. She said she thought it would just be like a standard free shot, and now it really bothers her that she gave in and got it.
She is certainly entitled to articulate her personal medical regrets on a podcast.
Right.
But her commentary regarding public health protocols wasn't even the most volatile or damaging part of the interview.
Not even close, bestie.
She explicitly, unprompted, reignited her years-old feud with Dr. Divya Srinivasa, and the specific language she chose to use is indefensible on every level.
It is blatant, vile racism. There is no other word for it. Babes, Jamie Kennedy, the host of the podcast, literally tried to stop her.
He tried to throw her a lifeline.
He tried to save her from herself. He warned her to just call her the doctor and told her that using the word Indian in a derogatory tone wouldn't look good.
He was practically begging her to stop.
But Kelly doubled down. She called her that Indian doctor.
Yeah.
And then she said, and I am literally dagging, even repeating this to you, she said, dot, not feather.
It is the use of an explicitly derogatory racist trope historically used to differentiate between South Asian heritage and Native American heritage.
It's disgusting.
It is a slur. And what is psychologically fascinating, in a morbid way, is how she tried to justify it through this bizarre, highly defensive internal logic.
Which made zero sense.
She claimed that because she personally identifies as having Mexican and Native American heritage, she is fundamentally incapable of being racist.
That is not how that works.
She even offered the hypothetical that she wouldn't be offended if a friend introduced her at a party as their maid.
Which is just so incredibly deeply disturbed. It is a complete detachment from reality and human empathy. Who says that?
Somebody who is entirely disconnected from reality.
And the absolute wildest part is that on top of all of this hateful, radioactive rhetoric, she is currently facing actual criminal charges.
Pending criminal charges.
This isn't just internet cancellation. She is facing 3 misdemeanors, including battery for a literal revenge porn case.
Let's examine the legal mechanics of this because it is incredibly serious.
Please do, because I can't wrap my head around it.
The charges stem from an incident where Kelly is accused of unlawfully and intentionally distributing explicit sexual images of a Jane Doe without her consent.
So violating.
According to the filings, they allegedly had a prior agreement to keep the images private. A family law and criminal defense expert, Rachel Bennett, weighed in on the case and explained that under California law, the entire prosecution relies heavily on proving intent and motive.
Yes. The expert said it all hinges on the history of the relationship between Kelly and this woman.
Exactly.
And whether the prosecutor can prove that the images were shared specifically to cause emotional pain and humiliation. And you know what Kelly's response was to facing actual jail time?
What did she say?
On her own podcast, she laughed and called the revenge porn charges hilarious.
Which is legally catastrophic. Calling pending criminal charges hilarious on a public recorded broadcast is arguably the worst legal strategy imaginable.
Her lawyers must be crying.
As Rachel Bennett noted, the prosecutors will absolutely use those exact audio clips to impeach her credibility in court.
Obviously.
When you're facing 3 misdemeanors, including battery demonstrating absolute zero remorse and treating the judicial process like a punchline, only gives the prosecution massive ammunition.
It's practically a confession of her character.
It directly proves their point regarding your malicious intent and lack of respect for the victor's distress.
It's just so dark. Her lawyers must be screaming into their pillows every time she opens a microphone. But babes, as dark and twisted as Kelly Dodd is, this next story is a literal true crime nightmare.
The crossover nobody asked for.
The reality TV crossover nobody asked for. Have you heard what is happening with Chad Ollinger from the Discovery Channel show Mystery at Blind Frog Ranch?
Yes. The situation with Chad Ollinger represents the absolute most severe real-world consequence possible. He is currently fighting a literal murder case.
A murder case.
He is accused of murdering his cellmate back in December 2023.
I am physically shivering just thinking about it. The prosecutors are alleging that Chad engaged in a horrific altercation where he smashed his cellmate's head into a metal bed frame.
And then proceeded to strangle him.
And strangled him to death. This is a guy who is on our televisions, hunting for treasure on a reality show, and now he is facing murder charges.
And the legal maneuvering happening right now in the courts is incredibly intense and highlights massive systemic failures.
Wait, what are his lawyers doing?
Chad's defense attorneys have officially filed a motion demanding that the murder charges be dismissed entirely, basing their argument on a severe violation of his constitutional due process rights.
How does due process get a murder charge dismissed?
Previously, a judge had ordered that Chad receive comprehensive mental health treatment to legally determine if he was even mentally fit to stand trial.
Okay, that makes sense.
But the state totally failed him. His lawyers are arguing that he sat rotting in a Nevada jail for 205 days, and there was a 112-day delay in getting him a single bed for treatment.
112 days.
They claim his mental and physical health deteriorated so severely because of this massive delay, and because his rights were violated, the entire murder case should be thrown out.
That is wild. Are they going to throw it out?
The prosecution, however, is vehemently pushing back against the dismissal. Their counter-argument in the filings is that Chad is simply far too violent and dangerous for standard restorative mental health treatment facilities.
I mean, he allegedly strangled his cellmate.
Exactly. They're pointing directly to the extreme brutality of the alleged murder as proof that he cannot be safely housed in a medical wing. It's a profound, tragic failure of the carceral system and the mental health system colliding simultaneously.
That's so disturbing.
With a former reality television star right at the center of the dysfunction.
It makes my stomach drop into my shoes. I cannot handle the true crime today. I need to breathe. We have to step away from the criminal courts, bestie.
Let's pivot.
Let's go to family court. The custody battles and the baby mama drama are spiraling completely out of control, but at least nobody is getting murdered over child support.
Family court provides its own specific brand of psychological warfare and chaos. Let's look at the seemingly endless, incredibly toxic uncoupling of Real Housewives of Atlanta, alum Kim Zolciak and Kroy Biermann.
Oh, this divorce is never ending.
It has devolved into a proxy war of leaked text messages.
Babes, the text messages that Kim just submitted to the judge are wild. Okay, Snark Squad, a quick recap of this mess. Kroy currently has temporary primary custody of their minor kids.
Which was a massive shock.
Because he aggressively accused Kim of neglecting them due to her alleged gambling addiction. But Kim is fighting back hard to regain custody. She just submitted a text message to the court, and it didn't even come from Kroy.
It came from a third party.
It came from Kroy's female friend, Bree.
Right. To map out the incredibly convoluted, incestuous web of relationships here.
Please map it because it's confusing.
Bree sent this text message to a man named Kyle Mowitz. Kyle Mowitz is currently in the middle of his own messy, highly contested divorce from a woman named Jillian Green.
Okay, stay with us here.
And Jillian Green happens to be the woman Kroy Biermann is currently dating.
It is a literal soap opera. It's Bravo Inception. So Bree texts Kyle, essentially warning Kim through him. The text says Kroy is secretly sleeping with another woman named Maria.
So much infidelity.
And that this Maria is basically acting as Kroy's undercover spy, going over to Kim's house to gather intel for the custody battle.
Espionage.
Literal espionage. The text also claims this Maria person fraudulently spent $10,000 on Kyle's credit card and shipped luxury goods to her own house.
It is a staggering level of messy entanglement. But the most legally significant part of the text,
What's the legal part?
and the entire strategic reason Kim's legal team submitted it into the formal court record for the custody judge to read, is the character assessment of Kroy.
Oh, the abuse claims.
Right. Bree writes, "Tell Kim I'm sorry for what he's done to her. I believe Kim. He is abusive. And his abuse is unlike any I've ever witnessed. He belittles you and makes you feel like you're dumb and the worst person in the world."
Kim has been claiming for months that he is highly emotionally abusive, and now she has Kroy's own friend from his own inner circle putting it in writing that he is psychologically destructive and belittling.
It's powerful evidence.
I cannot even begin to imagine the level of anxiety and tension those poor kids are absorbing in that house right now. It must be suffocating.
It's a profoundly tragic environment for the children, undoubtedly. The emotional toll of having parents wage war through proxy text messages, third-party spies, and aggressive court filings is immense.
Just settle it out of court, guys.
But speaking of complex, highly populated family dynamics, we have to discuss the absolute logistical marvel that is Nick Cannon's polyamorous empire.
Oh my God, Nick
The
Cannon.
logistics alone are dizzying.
12 kids, babes. 12 children with 6 different women. I barely have the emotional bandwidth or the energy to text my dentist friends back to coordinate this one beach trip.
You were strike.
And this man is actively managing 6 separate households, 6 different sets of custody schedules, and 12 trust funds. How is he not just sleeping 18 hours a day?
He operates on a completely different frequency. He was recently on the Breakfast Club radio show, and the hosts actively pressed him on a persistent internet-wide fan theory.
Oh, about his favorite.
Exactly. That Selling Sunset star Brie Tacey is his obvious favorite baby mama.
I mean, she has to be, because they're constantly doing social media skits together. They're always on TikTok in matching outfits.
But Nick completely denied it. He said she's just the most famous out of the group, and her whole business model is social media, so they're just operating in the same space.
Sure.
He claimed all 6 women are treated equally and should all feel like number one.
Okay, Nick, sure, Jan.
It's basic PR synergy. He films highly choreographed TikToks with Brie because she deeply understands the algorithm and the engagement metrics. It benefits both of their brands.
It's just business.
But the truly fascinating revelation from that interview was about his upcoming Netflix reality show.
Which sounds completely unhinged.
It currently has the working title Cannon's House of Cards, which is honestly a little too on the nose considering the fragility of the entire arrangement.
Right, it sounds like a documentary about a cult. But the tea is, he revealed that not all the moms are participating in the show.
No, they're not.
He said 3 of his kids' moms, specifically Dr. Brittany Bell, flat out refused to be on it. They told Netflix no.
Which is unequivocally the smartest, most grounded decision anyone in this entire chaotic orbit has made.
Honestly, yes.
Well, Brittany Bell is not an influencer. She has a PhD in clinical psychology. Nick admitted on the radio that she sat him down and told him, "This isn't good for my actual career to always be looked at as one of the baby mamas."
She has boundaries.
She completely refused to have Netflix production cameras inside her house unless she had full executive control over the narrative, because she is a licensed medical professional and needs to protect her clinical credibility.
I am standing up and cheering for Dr. Brittany Bell. The hilarious irony of Nick Cannon trying to film this massive polyamory circus for a Netflix paycheck, and the only woman with a doctorate smartly looks at the contracts and opts entirely out.
It's brilliant.
Good for her. Preserve your peace, protect your medical license, and let the other moms fight for screen time, Dabes.
It demonstrates that setting firm professional boundaries is actually possible, even within the sprawling canon complex.
It is possible.
Now, looking at a completely different kind of boundary violation, we have to examine the utter shamelessness currently unfolding in the Bachelor franchise.
Oh my God, Taylor Frankie Paul, the star of Hulu's The Secret Lives of Mormon Wives.
Yeah.
I am genuinely spiraling over this behavior.
It's messy.
I am asking the universe, how do you even look your fiancé in the eye?
For context for the Snark Squad, ABC actually filmed an entire full-length season of The Bachelorette starring Taylor Frankie Paul.
They spent millions on it.
However, the multi-million-dollar season was abruptly shelved just days before it was supposed to premiere because horrific ring camera footage leaked of a prior domestic violence encounter between Taylor and her toxic ex-boyfriend, Dakota Mortensen.
She evaded serious criminal charges for that incident, and rumors are absolutely swirling from reality, Steve, that ABC might actually get greedy and air the season this summer anyway.
They want that ad revenue.
But babes, the spoiler that just dropped ruins the entire fairy tale illusion. Taylor fully admitted in a public TikTok comment that she slept with her toxic ex, Dakota, the day after she got engaged to her final pick, Doug Mason, on the show.
A TikTok user named Crew Eaton, who happens to be Dakota's roommate and clearly has an axe to grind, post a video claiming Taylor slept with Dakota the very night she got back from filming the engagement.
So she just got exposed.
And Taylor, showing an astonishing lack of PR restraint, felt the need to correct the public record by commenting, "No," the day after. As if a 24-hour buffer somehow preserves the sanctity of the television engagement.
It is completely unhinged. You accept a massive diamond ring from Doug, you promise him forever on national television while wearing a ball gown, you fly home, and within 24 hours you are back in bed with the exact same toxic ex that caused your season to get canceled in the first place.
It's self-sabotage on a massive scale.
Why would anybody, anywhere, watch this season knowing how immediately it implodes?
It completely shatters the fundamental premise of the franchise. The suspension of disbelief, the core mechanism that allows viewers to buy into the romance, is dead.
It's so dead.
Viewers might tune in purely for the sociological horror of watching someone systematically self-sabotage their life in real time, but the romance narrative is dead on arrival.
Speaking of dead romance, we have quick hits on two other incredibly toxic breakups. Over on the Valley, Michelle Sinai finally confronted her ex-husband, Jesse Lally, about his new girlfriend, Lacey Nicole.
That scene was incredibly tense and deeply uncomfortable to watch. Jesse actively tried to trap Michelle on camera by bringing up that she was crying at a coffee shop about the divorce, trying to make her look unstable.
He was trying to produce her.
But then he claimed he overheard her at a party saying she was actually relieved to be out of a toxic situation.
Yeah.
He essentially accused her of being performative and faking her grief.
And Michelle did not hold back a single inch. She looked him dead in the eyes and said, yes, the divorce is sad, but it was a toxic marriage, and he was awful to her while her mother was literally dying.
She laid it all out.
And then she hit him with the ultimate devastating truth bomb. She told him, I see the way you treat Lacey. You never treated me like that, never. Hence why I have to leave you.
Brutal.
Babes, I had full body chills. Men will literally treat their next girlfriend like an absolute queen in public just to prove to the world that they aren't the villain, when they were absolutely the villain in the marriage.
It's a classic, heavily documented post-divorce psychological dynamic. The new partner receives the corrected, overly attentive behavior, which only serves to completely validate the ex-wife's original grievances.
Exactly. It just proves she was right.
It proves he always knew how to treat a partner well. He just actively chose not to do it with her. And finally, in the realm of messy, performative uncouplings, we have the fallout in the Mama June universe.
Oh boy, Mama June.
Mama June Shannon went on a chaotic TikTok live, screaming into her phone camera about her daughter Jessica Shannon's recent divorce from Cheyenne McCann.
She was screaming.
Mama June basically implied Cheyenne was a gold digger, yelling things like, "My money is my money," and also Jessica's money is my money.
And Cheyenne immediately fired back, refusing to let the TikTok live dictate the narrative. She took to Facebook and methodically dismantled the claims.
She brought receipts.
She confirmed she was actually the one who initiated the split and asked Jessica for a divorce after 4 years together. And regarding the aggressive gold digger claims, Cheyenne hilariously wrote, "If anyone can tell me where this money is, please let me know."
That is the perfect response.
Tell me where this money is. Bestie, I am deceased. Bury me.
Cheyenne also dropped the real reason for the split.
What was the real reason?
She said she just wants to fiercely protect her daughter, Harper, from the public eye and the endless, crushing reality TV negativity that surrounds Mama June's family.
That is extremely valid.
Sometimes love just isn't enough to overcome the absolute unyielding circus of marrying into a legacy reality TV family.
Especially a family with as much deeply documented generational dysfunction as that one. Removing a child from that environment is a very grounded, incredibly mature exit strategy from an otherwise chaotic, exploitative environment. It's the best thing she could do for the kid. Okay, before we wrap up this massive Saturday gossip recap, pack the cooler and head to the beach to judge people from the safety of our oversized towels. We need some serious palate cleansers.
We do. My jaw is clenched.
My jaw is tight from the stress. Let's end on a couple of weird, random reality TV wins.
Let's start in the culinary world, where the stakes are high, but nobody is going to jail. Chef Dave White, who Bravo fans will immediately remember from Below Deck Mediterranean Season 7, recently appeared on Food Network's Beat Bobby Flay.
And he actually won. He beat the legendary Bobby Flay with a classic fish and chips dish.
Which is crazy on its own.
But babes, the absolute craziest part of the episode, he sliced his hand completely open mid-cook with a brand new razor-sharp knife.
Oh, I can't even think about it.
He was profusely bleeding. They had to wrap his hand in a medic glove, and he just kept cooking one-handed. And the judges unanimously chose his dish over Bobby's complicated Indian-inspired fusion.
That is insane.
Babes, I am standing up and cheering for Chef Dave, cooking through literal blood loss to take down Bobby Flay.
It requires immense, almost sociopathic focus and adrenaline to execute a winning, technically precise dish under those physical conditions.
Just wild.
The yachting industry trains these super yacht chefs to handle extreme pressure and massive constraints, but defeating Bobby Flay in his own kitchen, essentially one-handed, is a legitimate, undeniable culinary flex.
And our final win of the day goes to the Bravo daddy himself, Andy Cohen. He is receiving Variety's Creative Impact in Television Award at the Newport Beach Fest today.
What's historically notable about this award is Andy's reflection on his early, struggling career. He worked as a producer at CBS News for a decade.
Right.
And he revealed that senior network executives there flatly told him he could never be in front of the camera, that he would never be a host because he was too cross-eyed for television.
Can you even imagine telling the man who single-handedly built the modern late-night, unscripted Bravo empire that he's too cross-eyed to be on TV?
They were so wrong.
He literally said in his speech, "I have bucked the system and won." It just perfectly proves that the old stuffy guard of traditional television had absolutely no idea what the audience actually wanted to see.
They absolutely didn't. They were gatekeeping based on antiquated aesthetics. Which leaves us with a fascinating, overarching question to ponder as we sit on the beach today.
Oh, what is it?
When you look at the sheer scale of all the stories we discussed, housewives launching memoirs that make global headlines, Bravo stars fighting on Amazon Prime retreats, yacht chefs winning on Food Network, Bachelor stars bleeding into TikTok drama, are we entering an era where traditional, regular A-list celebrities no longer matter?
Wait, that's so true.
Have we just created one giant, incestuous pool of reality TV stars who are completely dictating and dominating all of pop culture?
Ooh, bestie, that is a profound thought to take with me to the sand. Our movie star's dead, and we just worship Bravo celebrities now. I kind of love it.
It's an entirely new ecosystem.
Give me a messy housewife over an aloof actor any day. But Snark Squad, that is all the chaos we have for you today.
It was a monumental amount of information, delusion, and legal peril to process.
Truly. We need to know from the Snark Squad down in the comments, what are your weekend plans? Are you having a beach day or a pool day?
Let us know.
What specific ice drink is officially powering your Saturday survival? And please tell us which of these celebrity stories had you aggressively texting the group chat first.
My money is heavily on the 24-hour bachelorette engagement hookup turnaround, but the sheer absurdity of the face transplant denial is a close second.
Both are so unhinged.
Thank you, as always, for spending part of your weekend with us.
Yes, thank you, babes. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and please share this recap with your absolute messiest friend. They need to hear this tea. Stay hydrated, stay bougie, and we'll see you on the snark side.